Most important thing about a listing presentation is that you have one. Does everybody have one? Everybody's got one? Got to get one. Cases on the edge, there's a prepackaged. But after today, I think you can go back and you can start creating one for yourself. That I was going on listings and wasn't getting some listings, and I felt like I was good and I needed to be able to say how I am good. I actually have this my entire listing presentation in a PDF form. I'm currently working for many sellers that I have never met, because when I get a phone call, if it's an out-of-stater that they cannot meet with me, I just let them know I'll shoot you an email. It'll be a PDF. It'll show you all that I do. If you have any questions, just email me or call me, and when you're ready to go, we'll get started. So I send them the PDF and let them go ahead, and I give them some time to start reading it before I send them the CMA, because I want them to see how great I am before they see how bad the market might be. So I time it that way, and that's how I make my presentation. Very simple notebook. And it's really me. I felt like when Christy was working with me, I'm not a listing agent. I am a marketing expert, and that's our job. Is when we work for sellers, we're supposed to market the properties, and it's really taken a lot of stress off when I'm in charge of the marketing. They're in charge when it's said and done of the price and the condition. So it takes a lot of the heat off me. I'm going to do my job. You got to do your job. So that's the way it works out. When I always make sure you need to always make sure you are on time or 5 minutes early to your listing appointments. That will impress them. That will either get you the job or lose you the job possibly. So always be on time or 5 minutes early. Realtors have a bad reputation of not ever being on time. And it's up to us to help break that reputation, because that's not a good reputation. Once I arrive, I introduce myself, I shake their hands, and make nice. And then I say, who's going to give me the tour? Because you want to see the house. That's very important to the sellers, because they're ready to show you their house. They want to show you their house. So, and basically you just go room by room. Always make comments, positive and negative. I always have a piece of paper. I start writing on the piece of paper, usually the county records. I start writing on the paper, positives, negatives. And at some point in time, you're going to have to say, okay, we got to stop. Have they told you about me? I want to make sure my listings are the prettiest listings so that buyers do not have anything to say. It is a very competitive market. There's too many houses on the market. If there's one little thing they don't like about your house, they're going to go next and move on because there's so much to choose from. So here's what we're going to do. As we walk through these rooms, I'm going to point out things that you need to do in order to help me make your house have the best presentation possible. If it means neutralizing walls, if it means getting rid of a bunch of junk, if it means just good thorough cleaning, whatever it means. The buyers are looking at floors, walls, ceilings. That's because that's what they're buying. All of that other stuff is in the way. They want to see the floors, walls, and ceilings. Now, does that mean take all decorations down and all pictures down? No. But you want minimal, because you want them to see floors, walls, and ceilings. And you have to tell them what I just told them. Floors, walls, ceilings. And then I'll say, sometimes if it's a lot, I'll say, is it all right? Look at this right now. See what you're seeing? And our brains are only so big, and we can only absorb so much. And the more that they're having to look at of your stuff, the less of your house they're going to look at. And it can't ever become their house because it is your house. And I'll say, see if you'll just take this down, and I'll start moving. And basically, I would move everything off of this and stick it aside, with the exception of this lamp, this right here, and let's just do it. See the difference in presentation already? That's so easy. You're gonna move. You have me here to sell your house. I'm assuming that's correct. You're gonna move someday. So the quicker you start packing this stuff up that's unnecessary, the quicker I can get your house sold, and the easier it's going to be on you once we do get a contract to go ahead and get moved out. So I'm suggesting that if you don't need whatever you don't need for the next 6 months, if you don't have a place to store it, rent a storage building, pack it up, label it, and because my goal is to get you sold in 6 months. Does that make sense? And basically we're starting at point A today. Point Z is the day you close and get a check. The quicker your energy creates energy, the quicker you spend your energy into getting it to point Z, the quicker your buyer will show up. It's really weird how energy works. But if they'll go ahead and start packing, and in their head they're moving already, we'll get an offer quicker, and you should be moved in 6 months. That's our goal. Everything we do towards 6 months because that's usually what our agreement is. So go ahead and get them to start packing, because you know it's a panic when you get an offer and have to buy another house and get packed up and everything. So, and if it takes longer than 6 months, you've already told them to label the side of the boxes, rent you a storage building, and so if we didn't sell in 6 months, they can just take all that 6 months of clothes, open it up, put the other 6 months, the spring and summer clothes in that, and restore it. Does that make sense? Go room by room. While you're doing that, you want to say, so exactly why are you moving? Why did you call me? Find out why they're moving. It may help you in the long run when it's all said and done. I've had a seller moving to get closer to grandkids. When we got an offer, they had to remind the grandmother that they put their house on the market because they wanted to be closer to their grandchildren. You have to sometimes reinforce their initial motivation, and it can go a long way for you too. So while you're walking through, you do that. Get to know them, get personal with them, because to be honest, unless they call you every day, that is your only time to get to create a relationship, because after that, the relationship changes. If it's been on the market 3 months and no showings, that relationship changes fast. So you need to establish that rapport and build that rapport this hour. So take your time with the listing appointments. Make sense? So once you've gone through the entire house, you've done that, say, now you hate me, right? Well, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do for you now.